Greetings and welcome to the Culture Ward, where we dissect and dismember pop culture in all its forms. Before we begin, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and help us grow the channel. It would really mean a lot to us. And don't forget to like and share the video if you enjoy the content. Now let's get into this. So, next up, let's talk about the Fantastic Four, one of my favorite comics from my childhood. Marvel's first family finally arrives in the MCU this summer. Scheduled for release on July 11th, the new movie is called Fantastic Four: First Steps, and it stars Pedro Pascal, again, as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and Eben Moss-Backrack as Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. Set in an alternative reality from the main MCU, it is retro-futuristic in design, and actually looks pretty cool. However, Marvel has recently had test screenings of the film, and rumors are that they didn't go as well as Marvel had hoped. You see, this movie needs to be a hit. It will be the third feature film released this year, after Black Captain America, Brave New World, and The Thunderbolts, both of which failed to break even at the box office. And in addition to those failures, Marvel also has suffered on Disney+. First, Daredevil Born Again had some of the lowest ratings of any Disney Plus show to date, and reviews were mid at best. And later this month, the show Ironheart is supposed to premiere, and rumors are that even Marvel doesn't like it, and the trailer for it looks, well, pretty unimpressive. In other words, Marvel really needs a big win with the Fantastic Four. We're supposedly heading into the Avengers Doomsday next year, and they need to build excitement for that movie, which apparently has a huge budget and really needs to nail it at the box office. So unfortunately, if rumors are to be believed, Fantastic Four might be yet another misfire. Even without rumors, we know that they chose to include the female version of Silver Surfer, also named Shala Bal, instead of the Silver Surfer everyone knows and loves, Norrin Radd. And I know Shala Bal was the Silver Surfer in the comics for like 5 pages in a story arc set in an alternate reality, but no one remembers her. Norrin Radd is the Silver Surfer, and even normies with little to no background knowledge know that Silver Surfer is supposed to be a man. But as for rumors, some have suggested that Marvel is once again leaning into the girl power trope that keeps failing, by having Sue Storm and the female Silver Surfer team up to save the day, with the male characters taking a backseat. In fact, the movie is rumored to be heavily focused on Sue Storm, just another entry in the so-called MCU. Recent Fantastic Four test screenings reportedly mid, with CGI incomplete and character work lacking. Marvel Studios may have a problem on its hands. According to multiple sources, the most recent test screenings of Fantastic Four: First Steps were held earlier this week in Los Angeles, and the reactions are mixed. Though it's still in the post-production phase, initial viewer feedback suggests the reboot might not be the triumphant return for Marvel's first family that Kevin Feige was hoping for. A source who attended the film described it as mid and meh, clarifying that it was not that bad, but not that good either. Perhaps more concerning are criticisms about, quote, weak character development and bad CGI. Now, the CGI can be improved in the coming weeks. I'm sure they're still finalizing the digital effects. Now, in general, Marvel doesn't do public test screenings unless they're worried. That was the case with The Eternals, The Marvels, Quantumania, and Brave New World. You see the trend there, all of those movies lost money. An unnamed source reportedly described the film as a mess and a huge problem movie, echoing language that was once used to describe the Marvels before its disastrous release. So not all reactions were negative. Apparently, the Ralph Ineson's portrayal of Galactus seemed to go over well with audiences, calling that a promising sign. So people actually like Galactus's role in the film. Someone else described the overall response as, quote, okay, but not a big sample size, adding that a couple people have said the first act's shaky, but it gets better once Galactus shows up. Noted that the version screen was very unfinished with only about 25% of VFX completed, something that could certainly skew audience reactions. I mean, 25%. This thing launches next month. Now, the film isn't eliciting the kind of extreme reactions being reported from Superman test screenings. The fact that Marvel felt the need to hold a public test run suggests some internal anxiety. The studio hasn't had a runaway hit since Deadpool and Wolverine, and with Bob Iger reportedly disappointed in the 2026 release slate, the Fantastic Four was expected to anchor the brand moving forward alongside the upcoming X-Men reboot. Scheduled to hit theaters on July 25th, 2025, not July 11th. That's my fault. So July 25th is when this thing comes out. So there were also rumors floating around recently that they were doing reshoots, like very recently, like in the last couple of weeks. For most movie studios, that would be extremely bizarre for them to actually be doing reshoots 2 months away from the release date of the movie. But we know from previous Marvel outings that that's not the case with them. They do reshoots to the very last minute. Anyway, what do you think about the Fantastic Four movie? Do you think it'll save Marvel and get people excited about Avengers Doomsday? Let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Bye for now. I hope to see you next time in the Culture Ward.